if you've ever met me or been around me or even followed my Instagram or follow any of the other social media that I do, you've really seen that I'm not a big fan of conventional type lifting or a type of either lifting where everybody does the same thing on the board that day, or even workouts that are in a magazine that somebody said they wrote and this is what you need to do. And I never really knew why I was so dead set against that kind of stuff. Maybe not dead set against it, but why I got so far away from it and don't even really get into it at all. I used to say it was because of the country background and the farm boy and being out in the woods, and I said that kind of in the last video. But I was actually talking to, I think it was Robert and somebody else the other day, and it kind of clicked to me that why I think I really am that way, and also as to why it helps me so much with the special needs or anybody that has a bad back or a bad shoulder or bad knees or any problems. How is it? It seems very easily for me to make up an alternative on the fly. And that's the reason I don't like the conventional stuff or the stuff on the board or the magazine, because there's always somebody that has some little ailment or a little tweak during the session or something that all of a sudden, because of their ailment or their tweak, their day's done. There is no alternative for that second. Like, let's drop it now and go to this. So it finally started to occur to me why. I believe it's because myself. There's a lot of things I cannot do because of how my body is built. The biggest one, and it'll get into other stuff later, but is my elbows. Is like, this right here is all the way locked out, being almost hyperextended, but in any kind of competition, they would say that that's not locked out. Or, so how many people's elbows do you see that go like that? So, kind of like that. So there's a lot of things I can't do because of that. And also, I can't really do straight bar or anything curls wise, because when I pull my elbows in to turn my palms, that's about as far as I can turn them in without putting my elbows to here. Same thing with like power cleans and stuff. I can't flip it past like here to get my elbows up. Maybe there is a way, but it feels like it's to dislocate my elbows and shoulders. So I think over the years, I've been adapting things to myself and seeing what works for me, because it is completely different than the conventional or the board stuff or the cookie cutter thing. I don't believe anybody's cookie cutter. So we all have something, but I think that's really why I see stuff on the fly so well. It has to be a combination of the wilderness, the nature, the seeing the earth that way, the world that way, and then that we are all pretty much built the same, and we all can do the same things if we tweak it just a little bit. You got to think outside the box, and there ain't a box. Just think outside, and I think that's where it really came down to, and then that gets to where I think that is what allows me to have such great results with any of the special people. They hate to be called that, but the Parkinson's, or Grace with the autism, and Sarah with her cerebral palsy, and as I can see what I want to happen, and then I just figure it out. It's like Grace's grandmother told me about when I used to train her grandfather, was that they liked it that they would come to me with a daily problem. His problem was getting out of bed and getting to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So I would take that problem and I think about it and try to figure out how to work on it instead of, she said I researched it, but the way I look at that is basically like, if you're good with your hands or something, if you have a problem, set it on the table and stare at it long enough. If you stare at it long enough, you'll come up with some ideas. and then maybe you'll try that one a little bit. Okay, that kind of worked. So let's try it this way or this way. So there is no right way and there is no wrong way as long as you don't get injured. And that's what I truly believe. Now, there are some things that do work better for next level athletes, and there are some things that work better for other people. But if you have any kind of thing that holds you back from being able to do a cookie cutter workout or conventional, so many people, we the first roadblock we run into, we stop. So we got to figure out a way around that roadblock without being called an alternate program, or just keep it flowing. But I think that's really where mine came from, is there are so many ways to get after this. There's not just conventional and this and this. There's not like 5 ways to be fit. There's a billion, and none of them are wrong as long as it works. And so I said, I think that's really where it came from. Get into more of it later, but it's because almost that I thought, well, damn, maybe I'm kind of special needs in a certain way, because there are things I cannot do. I just physically can't do them. Now, if you broke my elbows and were reformed, or, or just, the way my legs are, the football injuries in college, there's a lot of things holding me back. So have to make it work. It's either make it work or don't do it at all. So I think, without rambling too much, that's kind of what I think it is. That's why the nature and being against the has to be a certain way. Nothing has to be a certain way, as long as it makes you happy and gets you the results you're looking for. Because there's always another way. Is it your way, their way, or the best way for you? So that's kind of, all right.